the huge axe creator's mastery of the Xeon Arcana Divine Axe, what that weapon proved the moment he used it in real combat, and why the Primal Chaos City leader's simultaneous one-move victory over a Purple Moon Holy Land fighter tells an equally important story about where human power is heading. Last time we left Luofeng stepping out of the White Wing Zone after 200 years of willpower forging, carrying fully restored Shiwu wings, a complete pulling traces diagram, and Jaifanzi's inheritance key, heading back to Earth for the first time in over a millennium. That's exactly where he is when every human race channel lights up simultaneously with the biggest power announcement of the current era. Without further ado, let's go into the story. The Huge Axe Creator, founder of the Giant Axe Fighting Arena, formerly the second strongest individual in the entire human race, operated at the 8th stage True God level. In a universe where most fighters never approach True God power across their entire existence, that ranking made him one of the most consequential beings alive. Luofeng described him simply as the true pillar of the human race. Not a powerful fighter. The pillar, the load-bearing structure everything else rested on. But one thing was missing. He had no supreme true treasure. Every major faction in the universe ocean had cataloged that gap and kept it on file. When enemies wanted a manageable target, someone powerful enough to matter but approachable enough to handle, the Huge Axe Creator was the calculation they kept returning to. When Luofeng observed him entering a confrontation against two divine I-Clan True Masters, his immediate reaction was anxiety, certain that without a supreme true treasure, Huge Axe Creator wouldn't be able to hold for long against opponents of that caliber. That gap had never been filled, until now, and what filled it was not just any weapon. The Divine Axe is a Xeon Arcana, a giant black axe over 90,000 kilometers in length, its enormous head connected to a haft covered in ancient engraving sculptures that made the entire weapon gleam. A Xeon Arcana sits at the absolute pinnacle of true treasure classification. What makes it extraordinary isn't just raw power, it's what the engravings do to the wielder. Huge Axe Creator was already operating at top-tier True God level 8. By comprehending the engravings carved into the Divine Axe, he became capable of executing top-tier True God level 9 attacks. The weapon didn't just add power on top of what he already had. It pushed him into a tier his base cultivation level couldn't reach alone. A qualitative shift that no training time could replicate. The battlefield proof came fast. When Huge Axe Creator finally moved with the Divine Axe in hand, he forced the Divine I-Clan's 3rd True Master and 6th True Master to retreat. Despite them deploying the Eternal True God technique, a combined assault built from two supreme true treasures working in synchronized concert with ancient inheritance comprehension. Two true masters, two supreme true treasures, their absolute best combined effort, driven back. Then came the demand. Huge Axe Creator told 3rd True Master directly, hand over 3 pinnacle true treasures and all enmity between the Divine I-Clan and the human race ends. 3rd True Master went silent for a long moment, then complied. 1 pinnacle domain type true treasure, 1 pinnacle palace type, 1 pinnacle soul illusion type, all transferred on the spot. The faction that had been selecting Huge Axe Creator as their manageable target handed over 3 pinnacle true treasures because continuing cost more than surrendering. That is not a close fight. That is a statement. When this news reached every human race universe master simultaneously, Luofeng in his restaurant, Darkness Master, Void Gold Master, every affiliated fighter across the universe ocean, the reaction was unanimous. Pure excitement, no risk assessment required. No strategic ambiguity to navigate. The pillar of the human race had just become the kind of fighter that forces proud ancient clans into public surrender. Every faction that had been calculating the Huge Axe Creator's ceiling needed to tear that calculation up and start over. At the exact same moment, deeper in the Tilted Peak sector, the Primal Chaos City leader was delivering the second half of this episode's message in a completely different register. A 3-faced, 8-armed universe master from Purple Moon Holy Land sought him out deliberately, arriving, prepared, opening with his strongest secret technique, condensing a colossal divine hammer that carried enough power to shatter heaven and earth. This was not a careless approach. The challenger meant it. The Primal Chaos City leader raised a single palm. Inside it, a complete universe took shape. The divine hammer shattered. One move. The Purple Moon Holy Land fighter admitted defeat and left without argument. For the Primal Chaos City leader, this was routine, because Purple Moon Ancestor himself had publicly acknowledged that the Primal Chaos City leader held the highest chance of becoming the next Universe Supreme Master among all currently living beings. When the leader of one of the 2 Holy Lands names you as the next Supreme Power, that assessment carries a credibility no internal ranking ever achieves. 2 human fighters, 2 moments, 2 completely different scales of proof, one explosive and immediately backed by 3 surrendered pinnacle true treasures, one quiet and instantly definitive in a single palm strike. The Huge Axe Creator eliminated the gap his enemies had been exploiting for eras. The Primal Chaos City leader continued operating in a category where challenges from Holy Land fighters end before they develop. Back in that quiet restaurant on Earth, Luofeng absorbed all of it, the news, the shift, what it meant for everyone around him, and what it meant for the distance still between where he stood and where he needed to go. 3 objectives remained. The White Wings, Jiafanzi's inheritance in the universe boat, and staying alert towards Sitting Mountain Guest's hidden schemes. The human race had just taken 2 enormous steps forward tonight, but one detail lingered quietly underneath the celebration. After the battle, Huge Axe Creator asked Brilliant Gold Devil God to keep the Divine Axe's existence secret, at least for now. Brilliant Gold responded with a simple observation. The Divine Eye clan already knew, and clans like theirs do not absorb humiliation quietly. The secret was already leaking before it was even kept. Luo Feng's steps were still ahead of him. The Universe Ocean was about to recalculate everything, and not everyone was going to accept that recalculation peacefully. Now here's what I want to know. Knowing the Divine Eye clan was already humiliated into surrendering 3 pinnacle true treasures by one fighter, do you think they will come back harder? Or has the Huge Axe Creator's power shift genuinely changed the calculation permanently? Drop your prediction in the comments below. That's all from me for this episode. If this breakdown helped you understand the significance of the Divine Axe and what it means for the human race, hit that like button, subscribe to Animeverse Hubs, and ring that notification bell so you never miss our latest coverage. Let me know in the comments which episode or chapters you'd like me to cover next. Your input shapes what I break down. Don't forget to subscribe and help us reach our 1K subscribers milestone. Until next time, stay tuned for more incredible adventures from Swallowed Star.